Hello everybody, my name is Frank Giaoui. I'm the founder and CEO of Optimalex. 15 years ago, I almost lost everything, a huge loss, and I could not recover any damages in court. The reason was not a lack of merit, but a lack of certainty. At that time, I was in a business. I had to provide for my family, so I had no choice just to continue and work to recover my loss. But I decided to start a journey to go back to law school, to complete a PhD and a postdoc, which I just completed at Columbia Law School. And the journey was to understand how to quantify damages that are difficult to quantify. You all know those situations, particularly in excess and surplus, in bodily injury situations, pain and suffering, which is the source of much social inflation. In business damages, what we call consequential damages, very difficult to quantify, so it's like casino. Some very lucky plaintiffs or claimants are overcompensated, what we call nuclear verdict, very, very few of them, but high incurred loss for insurance. Most of the damages are not fairly compensated when they are not quantified. And so this is a nightmare we want to avoid. This is a real sample of claims with one of our clients. And you have different clusters of claims with their maturity, from the clusters on the left, which are settled very early. On the right, they are more mature and settled later. As you can observe, you are not surprised, all the clusters on the right have higher incurred loss because they don't settle early. And more importantly, the range, the uncertainty is much wider. The lower end of the box to the higher end of the box is wider. We want to avoid that, and the journey has ended up into 3 years ago, the incorporation of Optimalex with 3 co-founders whom I met at Columbia. And the objective is to provide a decision support tool, artificial intelligence based, for claim adjusters to mitigate the severity of the loss and avoid litigation altogether. These are the situations we cover. We call that legal situation, but you can call that businesses or product lines. On the left-hand side, we cover business damages, and here we focus on the uncertain part, which are called consequential damages. So loss of reputation, it's not really an economic damage. Loss of exploitation can be economic damage, but you have also consequential. On the personal damages side, as I said, pain and suffering. We cover workers' comp, motor vehicle accident, all general liabilities, including premises, product. More recently, we launched with our partner ALM, medical malpractice, and D&O liability. The process is very intuitive. The user, the claim adjuster in that situation, on the left-hand side, document the case with very factual variables that we have identified as being predictive of the outcome. On the right-hand side, they can run any simulation they want, from initial notification of loss, where the user interface provides with an outcome or a sanity check for the reserve, up to settlement and even litigation. We provide likelihood of litigation, length of proceeding, likelihood of nuclear verdict, up to the range that can be provided to the user, to the adjuster, to add science to their art. Not replacing the adjuster, but adding science to the art. At the end of the simulation, the user have access to statistics. Here, 100 similar cases, again, actual data with actual clients. And you can see that 54% of the cases end up into no recovery awarded in litigation. That is a strong argument to reach out to the plaintiff attorney and agree on a fair settlement value. This ends up into very substantial reduction of loss. 14% on average on nuclear verdict, 1 to 2% on all other claims, and in the meantime, 6% reduction in legal spend. I am very proud that we have assembled a team of multidisciplinary experts, lawyers trained in data science, trained in insurance, with my 3 co-founders, and also our advisory board, including veterans from the industry, such as John Siegman and Pete Sisosa. Here we are today. 15 years ago, I would have loved to have those tools to avoid my litigation and mitigate my risk. Today, we are in Nashville, and I hear the music playing, and our aim as our team is to provide the tool to the claim adjusters to avoid the litigation. Thank you very much for your attention.